The next batch of KPIs we'll visit are web seminar related. And when we look at our web seminar campaigns for our prospects, like today, prospects and clients, or for our clients reaching out to their prospects, we look at a lot of different KPIs, and then we boil them down to the most important few that Alan will touch on in a moment. But from the big picture, what we're really after is, are we bringing the right message to our prospects? Are we giving them value that's going to encourage them to attend? And do we have the numbers to prove that we're right, or are we actually off base and we need to make adjustments? And the numbers that we look at are registration per webinar, so how many people register each month? What's your KPI for registration? How many people attend your web seminar? And what % of registrants are attending? There's dials you can turn in your content, speakers, timing of invitations, type of webinar, length of webinar that you can adjust to optimize each one of those KPIs. You can also get really down into the weeds when you use a quality webinar platform like the one we're using today, and those are level of attention, the duration of attendance, does somebody sign off early, do they show up late, interactions per attendee, are they asking questions, chatting questions, and as you really get a base of data to review, you have a monthly webinar series that's gone on for 6 months, a year, hopefully 2 years or more, you can weigh different topics, types of topics, or topic families, and different speakers to see who's drawing registration, who's drawing attendance, are they the same, who's getting people to stay the whole time, what types of speakers and topics get people to interact, and of course, arguably, most importantly, when you boil all this down and your producers are following up on the people who register for and attend the web seminar, how many appointments are they getting per webinar and where do they come from? So to take this to the executive strategic level, Alan, what do you look at for executive webinar KPIs?
Well, John, as you know, I love webinars as a marketing tool for agencies. I think webinars offer agency executives so much value from one marketing event. You have a reason to send emails to your target audience, for example. You have the ability to record the webinar to use it at a later date for fulfillment, digital fulfillment, to convince somebody that you have subject matter expertise, to do for another emailing, to use in conjunction with a newsletter, to highlight on your website, for example. And John has pulled some images from our website about what prior webinars that we've done. But when beyond all of the great reasons to do a webinar, what do I want to measure? What should an agency executive be interested in? Well, I think the keys are here. How many people registered? How many people attended? What's the %? Startup selling is usually in the 60s, but it depends on the topic. The more educational and the longer you've been doing it, the more likely it'll be in the 60s. The less educational, you're going to drop under 50. And how many appointments per webinar? If you're doing polls, that's a great way to see are people interested in talking to you about an appointment or contact that you can offer after the webinar. These should be tracked monthly and definitely aggregated annually, and it will tell you a lot. Here's an example. We ran 12 webinars in the last year. There were 2,888 registrants, 193 from the prior year. That's pretty good for a webinar that's been going on for a long time and is very successful. We're still getting that nice 5 to 10% bump. There were 1,820 attendees and a 63% attendance rate. We did one more KPI for this client. This is an actual example, and that was to determine how many people were unique this year compared to the prior year, and it was actually substantial. About 60% of the people were unique, and that's good because we want to keep the pipeline filled with new agency prospects who are going to come to you and talk to you about your expertise with insurance. So if I could get that every month sent to me in a simple report along with other KPIs, I would be very happy, and I would have a thumb right on top of what was happening with my